Netizens witnessed a battle that overturned their worldview, for he was born with the purest yang energy and had kept his purity. This anonymous netizen, following the usual rule, let's call him Qiangzi, from Hebei. A few years ago, Qiangzi received a strange phone call, checking his name and date of birth. After confirming the information, the caller invited Qiangzi to meet at a well-known building in the local area the next morning, stating that if he was selected, there would be a generous reward. However, the caller did not specify, just saying you'll understand when you get here. Qiangzi thought it was a scammer. After all, he was in his 30s and had been navigating society for many years. The next day, Qiangzi went to work as usual, and the call came again. Seeing it was the same number, Qiangzi did not answer. But after a while, the leader of Qiangzi's unit personally came to his office, saying it wasn't a scammer, but the leader also didn't know the specifics. In the end, the unit sent a car to take Qiangzi there. Upon arrival, Qiangzi was led to a large conference room, packed with people, each required to fill out a form. The questions on the form were simple, such as name, address, date of birth, place of birth, and one question was, "Are you a virgin?" After filling out the form carefully, a person in charge came over and asked everyone to wait for news on the spot. After a while, another person came and called Qiangzi and another man to a separate office. This office was large and impressive, with two people inside, one older, clearly a senior leader. The other was a clean-cut young man, around 30 years old. After sitting down, the young man poured a cup of tea for Qiangzi and asked about their dates of birth again. Then, the young man touched the back of Qiangzi's ear and nose, and said to the other person, "Brother, how can you say you're a virgin? Please leave." The man blushed, apologized for the mistake, and left. Until then, Qiangzi was still confused. After the man left, the young man told the leader that Qiangzi was suitable, but they needed Qiangzi's willingness to help. At this point, the leader explained the situation. They were from a large construction bureau with a project that science could not explain. Because of this, they had invited the young man, Master Song, to solve it, but they needed a virgin with pure yang energy to assist, and Qiangzi met the criteria. If willing to help, there would be a bonus of 50,000 yuan. Qiangzi himself did not believe in such things, but thinking of the 50,000 yuan bonus, he agreed on the spot. But later, Qiangzi also said that if he had known about this experience, he would never have agreed. After the discussion, the other party quickly sent a check, and Qiangzi took it home with a few changes of clothes. Qiangzi and the young man, Master Song, went to the arranged hotel and stayed there for 7 days. During these 7 days, they did nothing but eat vegetarian food continuously for 7 days. Until the evening of the 8th day, around 6:30 after dinner, Master Song called Qiangzi. They got in the car together and said they were going to handle the matter. The two had been staying separately, so there was almost no communication. After getting in the car, Qiangzi asked Master Song, "You still haven't told me what I need to do, is there anything I should pay attention to? Tell me about it." Master Song handed Qiangzi 2 bottles of water, saying, "Brother, drink some water. Follow me for a while, mainly because you need to urinate. The child can't withstand the aura of that place, so an adult is needed. Just follow my command, there will be no danger." Then he gave Qiangzi a ring, which was later known to be made of ox horn, saying to put the ring in his mouth when he felt like sleeping. After driving for about 2 hours, they arrived at a very large construction site, not a building, but an overpass. I won't go into the specific details, for fear of crossing the province. After arriving, Master Song changed into a black robe in the car, similar to the night clothes in ancient costume movies. He carried a satchel and led Qiangzi to the bridge, reciting incantations as they walked. Qiangzi couldn't understand what he was reciting. After walking for about 20 minutes, everything suddenly became quiet. How to describe it? There was wind, birds, and insects a moment ago, and the next moment, everything disappeared. At the same time, Qiangzi found that he couldn't move. It felt like his whole body was stuck in the mud, unable to move. Master Song also stopped and said, "Master, don't hold back the urine, you'll be able to walk after you urinate, we're all men." Qiangzi didn't care and urinated. You don't know how deep this feeling is, like walking in the mud, endless. Continuing to follow Master Song, the colder it got, and a few meters away felt like winter. Moreover, Qiangzi found that the rebar and screws scattered on the bridge surface were shaking, but he didn't feel any vibration when walking on the bridge. Staring at these shaking rebar and screws, Qiangzi felt dizzy and squatted for a long time before standing up, and everything went black. Just as Qiangzi was about to give up and was about to faint, he heard Master Song's voice in his mind, "Put the ring in your mouth quickly." This voice also had an echo. Qiangzi suddenly woke up and forcefully put the ring in his mouth. As soon as the ring entered his mouth, he felt warm, and the dizzy feeling gradually disappeared. Master Song was still not far ahead, saying, "It's okay, let's continue." Qiangzi nodded and followed. After walking for a few more minutes, they arrived at the end of the bridge, where the bridge surface was gone. Master Song asked Qiangzi to urinate behind him, using the urine to isolate the broken end of the bridge into a separate space, and then arranged for Qiangzi to stand outside. Master Song took out a few pieces of black paper from his bag, which looked very much like talismans, and then lit them. As soon as the paper burned out, the wind immediately started on the wall, and the wind was very strong, mixed with a whistling sound, and then formed 7 or 8 small whirlwinds around Master Song in the bridgehead area. The whirlwinds were spinning so fast that they couldn't be seen clearly. Brothers may ask why not take photos. I also asked the contributor, they don't allow mobile phones at all. Then seeing this scene, Qiangzi was shocked, but the next scene completely overturned his worldview. Master Song took out a small bottle and put it on the ground, and began to chant. I really don't remember what he said, anyway, the speed was very fast, but the last word was very clear. Just as this word fell, the wind was even stronger, so strong that Qiangzi's 150 jin weight could hardly stand frightened, he could only squat down and hold a piece of stone blocking the road. Because the wind was so strong, he subconsciously closed his eyes. As a result, he could see some strange things when he closed his eyes. What did he see? He saw a group of strange people and 8 men, women, old and young people fighting. Why say strange? There are ordinary people, soldiers on horseback, soldiers with long arms and legs, and half human, half beast soldiers. I don't know what that is. Anyway, a few people surrounded 8 men, women, old and young people to fight, but these strange people couldn't beat 8 people. Basically, when the 8 hands waved, those strange people would be knocked flying, just like watching a movie. As for these visions, Qiangzi couldn't see them when he opened his eyes. He could only see the whirlwinds spinning around Master Song, and Master Song stood on the bridge like a nail. His clothes were rustling in the wind, but the person didn't move at all. Qiangzi likes to watch the excitement. He emphasized that he didn't care about fear at the time, and closed his eyes again. At this time, those strange people have been beaten to pieces. At the same time, Qiangzi heard Master Song's voice again, the voice was rhythmic, but what he said was really unclear. At the same time, in Qiangzi's closed-eye world, he saw several golden shining covers in the sky. As the golden light disappeared, 12 golden armored soldiers appeared on the field, holding strange weapons. At the same time, all the previous strange people disappeared, but the 12 people who came this time were much more powerful, and soon suppressed the 8 people. Then the 8 people rushed down the bridge. Qiangzi quickly opened his eyes and wanted to hide, but after opening his eyes, he only saw the small whirlwind still spinning around Master Song, and the urine stains in front of him. He couldn't get past, so he quickly closed his eyes again. When Qiangzi saw the 8 people coming to find himself, as soon as they approached, there would be a burst of white light bouncing back. These 8 people were scattered by the 12 golden armored soldiers, and they really disappeared like fog. At this time, Qiangzi felt the wind stopped, the chirping of birds and the chirping of insects resumed, and the temperature became normal. Just as he breathed a sigh of relief, he suddenly felt someone patting his shoulder, which scared him to jump up, and when he opened his eyes, he saw that Master Song had already come to his side. "Get up, brother, it's over," Master Song said easily. Qiangzi's face was full of doubts and confusion, and he kept asking questions all the way behind Master Song, but Master Song remained silent, simply responding, "Don't ask what you shouldn't ask." This made Qiangzi more anxious and curious, but he had no way to explore. Back at the hotel, Master Song told Qiangzi, "You can go home, but I hope you can keep it a secret." Although Master Song repeatedly urged, it was obvious that Qiangzi still couldn't help but want to share this matter. He knew in his heart that keeping a secret